Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Ace of Wands. A very fiery energy indeed. So let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. Let's turn this just a little bit there. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. Okay, so yet again, another boat. Every reading. So we have a little boat right here with its sail up. And this one is a little, most of the other ones have been pretty big, but this one is a little smaller, but it is so dense. If you can see how dense those leaves have laid there. So we do have a big movement, a shift of energy. And that's not surprising, of course, with the Ace of Wands. I feel that there is a sense of inspiration, really, it strikes like lightning. Let's see, we'll come back around to that. I want to take a look at everything else kind of. Okay, we have a large eye. Kind of an eye wearing a crown even. So we have a 2 and we have a 2. And it almost looks like 7, 2, and then 7, 2. So it looks like we have 72, 72. We also have a little bird here. Okay, and this one looks very much like maybe a little bluebird, a little blue jay or some kind of bluebird there. And we know that when we have the birds and they show up, there are sacred messages coming through. The divine is very much talking to you right now. I just feel, I feel like there's been this real sense of anticipation for something coming. And now we have also here a horse with a person riding it, but it looks pretty, you can see the legs are a little wobbly. The person looks like they're hunched backwards actually, and barely hanging on. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, it really seems like there has been a period of time where things have just really felt fairly stagnant. Working hard to push yourself into feeling this continuous inspiration, motivation, staying about the work. And sometimes that's really, it's quite difficult. Now, I also know that we've had some really heavy lunar energy in the readings and in our lives lately. So I'm pretty sure that, there's kind of been this movement out towards the surreal, towards the dreamier places, and just kind of in your own world, traveling into your own interior spaces, living on those borderlands that I know that you do often. But, you know, there is a sense of some weariness here. Now, there is a shift, of course, and we have, again, the boat, okay? So I feel that there's some kind of event that is coming into play, something that feels very much related to time. And we have there the sickle. And of course, we know this is related to the symbolism of death, or Chronos, or Saturn, and the timekeeper. So I think it's kind of, you know, a fire getting lit beneath you. It's time to get going. And that is that the lightning strikes, the fire sparks, and it's time to go, go, go. And I feel like this is actually something that you welcome. Okay, I don't feel like this is like a total disaster, but I feel like this is the proper kind of motivation to really get you firing on all cylinders and really getting some tasks done, moving into this new space. And, you know, there's just like a real, I feel that as you are going about this, usually there's the sense of, it's like to hide or not to hide, right? To show myself or to, you know, not show myself. You know, do I go or do I stay? There are these constant kinds of questions going on of like, how much do you want to interact? How much do you want to expose yourself? How open and accessible do you want to be? I feel that usually you are in your most comfort or comfortable place, doing things kind of on your own. Or parallel, right? I kind of think of Cancer people as being really good at parallel play. And that is, you know, like when kids are young and they'll play together, but they kind of have their own, each one has their own little thing. They're not really necessarily doing the activity, you know, mixing it together with each other. They're just sitting side by side playing, right? And I feel like this is kind of a thing that Cancers are really good at. And, you know, and that's actually pretty lovely. I am all about that kind of parallel play as well. But I think that there is often, too, though, a vacillation into wanting to be really connected, but not exactly knowing how you want that to look. And at times when it does happen, there's a sense of it becoming overwhelming fairly quickly, or becoming tedious fairly quickly. It becoming kind of draining, having to, adhere to somebody else's needs, or your needs kind of being, I don't know what's the word. They're compromised. There's a lot of compromise happening. And it may be, it's not anything big, but it just kind of feels like a lot. More than you want to take on for too long. So, I feel that, in this time, there's a quieting of either you're just in the flow of things. It's just happening as it happens. And I think that weariness is lifted. I feel like things are getting done. You're not putting things off as much as, maybe you have been before. I think that the relief of the year coming into, or coming to a close, and we're coming into this, new beginning, I think that's helpful as well. And let's see, where was the first thing that we were looking? No, that was the boat. Where are we at? I wanted to look at this eye. That was the other thing here. We have this eye right here. Okay, and it looks like it kind of has a crown. It also looks like there's a person who is maybe is sculpting. Okay, and I look at this and what a powerful thing. I really feel like you are working on, some kind of technique, some kind of practice to expand your vision of things. I feel like maybe you are beginning to implement more meditation, maybe something like active imagination. I know I talk about that a lot, and obviously it is something that I am pretty fond of. If you're not familiar with it, go and look it up. But, other things, transcendental meditation or, just kind of fun, creative prompts. I also, this time of year, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere in those wintry months, I think that this is the perfect time to really partake in some deep contemplation. Okay, and there are a lot of places, if you have trouble kind of going into these contemplative states or making time for yourself. And listen, we might think, oh, somebody who sits and just thinks about things, what a waste of time. Well, I mean, really, it's so important for us to explore our thoughts and not get stuck in loops, though. The feedback loops, that can be difficult. So if you go and look for some prompts, about things to, thought experiments, things to consider, maybe make a list of things that, you've been wanting to, really explore, for me, contemplation is a lot like my readings. There's a lot of association. It's kind of a long chain of associations. Almost like if you got onto Wikipedia and kept clicking the links, right? And you just go down the rabbit hole of Wikipedia. It's kind of like that, but missing a lot of sources or accurate information. It's just kind of my own mind, right? But this is important, I think. It's important that we really do spend time in our thoughts. And I really, we think about, I want to go on vacation. I want to go, go wind sailing or hiking a mountain. I would love a good nap in about, 2 hours to just stare out the window and think about stuff. That's like my ultimate, that sounds like perfection to me. And so, I see this and I look at this eye and I feel like there's really quite an interior vision happening. I feel like, that lovely third eye, everybody likes to talk about that, awakening the crown chakra, all of this. And we have the crown and everything. Very in touch with that. Really, I was thinking about, and I'm trying to think, what is it Terrence McKenna that talks about when you squeegee off the pineal gland or whatever. I'm trying to think. I can hear it in my head, but I can't think of who it is. Maybe it's Terrence McKenna or Robert. It's not Robert Anton Wilson. No, it's one of those guys though. Anyways, yes. Oh no, it's Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks. That's who it is. And I kind of in the same contemporaries of one another. But yes, really, using your mind in ways that sometimes it doesn't have to be productive, right? That's the thing. That's the weird thing about life now, is that everything we do is like, it has to feed into some greater productive goal, right? And, or at least that's how it feels as like a middle-aged person. And so I think it's important though, that we really do take time to just consider things. And I see the Z, and we've had the Z showing up, and, I'm trying to see, what else do we have there? We have a cup. We have a cup, and this one looks like a snowman. Hopefully that means I'm getting snow soon, because we still have had like no snow, which is really kind of outrageous where I live in the upper Midwest. But yeah, we have a Z, so it could be, you know, somebody with a Z name. We have the cup, the grail, you know, that beautiful hold, the vessel of emotionality, of creativity, always there, always with the Cancer, of course. Now, interestingly, we have, what are you exactly? Oh, I wanted to talk about this one. That's right. So the eye turned upside down. Now it does still look like an eye, doesn't it? But it also looks like we have kind of a, it kind of looks like somebody who is standing on top of the eye, kind of, you know, traversing the eye. We have another person down here who looks like they're standing on a bird, maybe. We have again the image of Saturn, the Saturn energy. And I feel like there's a little star there in between. And I really feel that there is some type of pilgrimage here into a closer relationship with a maybe creative partner, magical partner, somebody who, and now this doesn't have to be a person with like a corporeal body. This could be the beloved. This could be an archetype that you call upon. But I do think that maybe it is somebody, a lover, a spouse, a companion, a good friend, whatever it is. But I do see kind of a shared goal and coming together for this work. Now, is this like sharing ideas? Is this, you know, having a winter/summer love affair that leads to, you know, beautiful inspiration, or, you know, I don't know. Is this the activation of archetypes and part of the integration process? It could be any of these things, but I do see there is a sense of togetherness or coming together. There is movement towards one another, and I think that this will be a profound meeting. Excuse me. Okay, so we have another 2. Lots of 2s lately. On here we had 72, 72. Now we have a 2. And I have a key floating around in the emotional waters down here. So, you know, where we come to our doorway and we pull that key out of our pocket, this will not be an easy task. There's something to be faced here. And this might be the letting go of something old, you know, kind of something that feels a little confronting. And I'm trying to think, I'm envisioning this thing. It feels like the key pulls out and there's like a long string and you keep pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. And it's like, where does it end? And the next thing you know, it's kind of pulled a hole apart in your chest. There's just a hole there. And I feel like, you know, as I'm thinking about this image, it's like a sweater being undone, but it is like, it's the skin around your chest. And I feel like it has to do with kind of the releasing of aspects of identity here. And by kind of rethinking that, or loosening your grip on that aspect of self, that has become limiting in some way, this is the key that gets you through that next doorway, through that next portal. And this is emotional. This is something core. This is a long-held belief. But I think this has to do with growing up in some ways. You know, putting things away. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our affirmation cards. And then I am going to go and drink some tea and go to bed. Let myself rest. Get better, hopefully, someday here. I know, it just keeps lingering, this thing. But not feeling terrible. Just, I don't know. Just kind of crummy, I guess. So we have the Happier Me affirmation cards. And I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to flip through here. Stop where it feels right. And it says, I am always supplied with whatever I need. And I'm going to flip this and it says, take a look at your life so far and acknowledge how many things you have overcome. All because you were supplied with what you needed at the time. Take a look at your life so far and acknowledge how many things you have overcome. All because you were supplied with what you needed at the time. This one is hard. It's hard. And I like this. What I seek is seeking me. There you go. There's your doorway. Let's see what this one says. The universe is so generous that it can't wait to send you your way, can't wait to send you your way. Whatever is necessary to help you in your journey, just open your mind, the door that leads you to the infinite possibilities, and accept that you are an unlimited being. Yeah. Can't wait to send your way. Okay, so this one's, it is hard to, especially when you're going through it. There have been plenty of times in my life where I could barely pay my bills. You know, I was eating like ramen or whatever. I was a waitress and living off of tips and just, you know, barely making it, as a lot of people do, you know, and trying to remind myself how, you know, lucky I was, first of all. Trying to have gratitude, but also knowing that the universe was always taking care of me, even if I didn't realize it. That even in those darkest days, that, you know, I had everything I needed. It forced me to be, it forced me to survive. It forced me to figure things out. It really did. And I'm not one to, you know, to minimize anybody's circumstances, because there are people that really do suffer a lot. And suffering is not something to glorify. I do not. But I also know that, oddly, some of my best days were in those worst times in my life. Not, you know, and it's weird because they just felt so holy. I felt so close to God in those days. And I still do. But, you know, now it's busy and I have a family and it's everything I ever wanted, really. But, you know, when everything is kind of stripped away from you and you are struggling and it sucks and it's so tiring and you're just, you know, getting by, you feel like you're crawling through hell sometimes. Like, I don't know what it is about that I think it's just because there's nothing, I think what I learned in those times was just that I couldn't be impressed by anything. Nothing. You couldn't really lie to me because I didn't care. I was just trying to get through things. Like I said, I wasn't impressed by anything. I didn't desire anything that people had. I didn't look at other people and think, oh, I need to have that. I want that. That's, whatever. I need to, decorate myself with all these things and live a certain way and this and that. No, because it was just really merely about getting through the day, and hopefully eating and hopefully having the lights on, and not freezing because it was so cold or whatever. And I don't know, but the universe does provide, and there's the freedom in that. There's a freedom in that. And if you look, and if you are open to continuing, even in those difficult times, to figure out how to make something of what little you have, to expand your skill set, to really take whatever opportunities are there for you. It's amazing within our communities. People are willing to teach you things, and to stay busy with projects and stuff. That's really, I think, what helped me a lot too, is just finding things that I was impassioned by, right? And to keep it moving in that way, and I fully, I don't even, when I think of life, I don't even think that, it's not like you just get over it. You live that way, you do better, you like get a little money or whatever. And then it's like you'll never return to that. I fully imagine that it's, it's one step away, one misstep away, one whatever. So, it's just, I don't know. I just, I think when I see this card, I've seen it before, when I was doing a reading, but it's something to really think about. It's something to really consider. Thank you for letting me share about myself. I know not everybody likes that on the channel, but this is how I read, and I like to connect with people. I like to talk to you like you're my friend and my family, and you are. You spent some time with me, and we are forever tied. We have crossed paths, and that is something special in this infinite that life would put us in each other's paths. And so I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening, and all of those of you who share as well in the comments, and email me, or if you're on the Discord with us. And I feel very blessed. So anyways, I want to go ahead and thank you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd be so kind as to like the video, that definitely helps the channel a lot. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. Other than that, please be safe and have an enjoyable new year. We're coming right at the end of the year here. Just about to jump into 2024. My goodness. How is it 2024 already? I don't even know. Time is a construct, Lenor, dang it. So anyways, yes, please take care of yourself, take care of each other. I love you. And we will talk soon. We will talk in a few days, and hopefully I won't sound so much like a frog anymore. All right. Thank you, Cancer.